Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we got Diamond Select's Jay and Silent Bob from the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Diamond Select Toys for making this review possible. So we got ourselves Jay right here and Silent Bob. I was gonna do them individually, but it just doesn't seem right to separate Jay and Silent Bob. So I figured I'd review both figures with this review. On the right side of the box, it says Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. We got Jay, Jason Mewes right here, real photo used. And then we got Silent Bob, Kevin Smith on this side, real photo. It's pretty cool that they used real photos instead of the figures this time around. So here we have the back of the package, and it's the same on both figures, showing off the figures, their accessories, and who designed them, who sculpted them. And it is saying it's based on the new film by Kevin Smith, which the movie wasn't that bad. I went in thinking it might be a rough movie, and it wasn't too bad. I got some chuckles out of it. And it says Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, and a bunch of the legalese stuff. One accessory that Jay comes with is his Brotherhood of Dealers Union card. Looks pretty good. I mean, you can't really make out any of the text on it. You can see the numbers a little bit, but I mean, this thing is super tiny and pretty thick for a card. Another accessory that Jay comes with that is very, very awesome is a Movies cup, and the logo and everything looks nice and clean. It is a little bit hollow inside there, but I mean, this is an accessory that you can use for fig photography, other figures, but I mean, if you're going to have a Jay and Silent Bob figure, you got to have something that says Movies on it. The biggest accessory that Jay comes with, and one of the heaviest, because this thing is solid plastic, is a marijuana plant. And I got a good chuckle out of it when I saw it in the package, because if you're familiar with Jay and Silent Bob, they're dealers and they're connoisseurs of marijuana. So, I mean, you got to have a pot plant of some sort. And this thing's sculpted pretty nicely. It's got the dark green with a little bit of dry brushing or lighter paint of other green on top. You know, not too bad. And it comes in that typical like flower pot type of setup. Another itty bitty accessory we get is a joint. Now it's just basically a rolled up piece of plastic painted white. There's no like sculpt work to it, but I mean, you could pretty much tell it's a joint. Now, if getting one Jay figure wasn't enough, we actually get a mini Jay action figure for your action figure. You know, it's sculpted pretty nicely. You know, it's painted. It works. So you can actually use this. Again, a lot of these accessories you can use with other figures, and they're cool little touches that they added. So you got a little mini Jay. Jay out of the box comes with one gripping hand right here, and we do have a open palm hand. Jay comes with two alternate hands. We got a gripping hand for his Movies cup, and we got a smoking hand. Up close, the Jay fig actually looks like Jay a little bit. You know, they added in some of the line wrinkles in his face to give him that age, but he definitely has that Jason Mewes look to him. And he's got the little stocking on, the long hair, sculpted pretty nice. The eyes actually look pretty good on this figure, and his skin tone too. It's not overly bright or mannequin looking. Looks very, very nice. One thing that's weird is the hair is like cut right here. So I guess like it's for the articulation, but I could have recalled that all his hair is long and not just cut. So it would have been nice to actually have hair go straight down. I understand he's wearing the hoodie and everything. I do love the cock smokers hoodie. Looks awesome. Another thing, when I took him out of the package, he gave me another chuckle. This figure definitely made me smile quite a bit. He has a really cool looking worn superhero design on his shirt, and you can sort of see it. The character has like a W or something, but still cool that we get a superhero shirt underneath, and it is sculpted like on there. I can't lift up the hoodie or anything, so it's just sort of like a sculpted on hoodie that they just put that decal right there or whatever. Looks pretty good. And he does have like the stripe going down. Everything looks pretty clean. We get down to his little tied up jacket. It's yellow with some black. Doesn't look bad. Got some painted zippers and pockets. Now, What's crazy though is it's not really, it is a very hard plastic. It's not very pliable. So that's sort of a bummer. Inside's painted black, I guess, or it might be casted in black. Then we get his pants down to his little sneakers. Little skater shoes. Wow, they even got sculpted in soles. That's pretty cool. I mean, overall, this does look like Jay. Now let's go ahead and dive into some articulation. His head can do a full 360. His head can look down probably that far. I mean, that's as much up and down you're going to really get with this figure. And you're not going to get much going back because the hair's hitting. And I don't even think it's going to allow you to go back. We can even get a little bit of attitude. Arm can go up that far. Let me test the other side. Yeah, it's about limited of how far his arms are actually going to go. And then he gets full rotation, no bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and no elbow bend or no elbow swivel, rotation at the wrist, and a wrist bend. So limited on the arms quite a bit. There's no ab anything going on, but he can sort of move around at the waist a little bit, and he can sort of do this. His legs are hidden to see what type of hips, but these are that classic Diamond Select hips, and that's as far out as he's going to do the splits. You can see those hips. Kicking forward. Can't really kick forward too much. All this stuff is going to block. He's definitely not going to be able to kick back, and we do get a double jointed knee that gets blocked by his jacket. And then we get ankle bend and pivot. So everything you'd want in the ankles and feet area. It's just he is overall, like, he is limited, but he looks good. Here we get Silent Bob's Brotherhood of Dealers Union card. Silent Bob also comes with a cell phone, and it has a little, like, painted on, or it's a sticker that looks like a cell phone screen, and it's just on a black square piece of plastic. So nothing too crazy, but you can tell it is a smart device. Bob also comes with a little rolled up piece of plastic that's supposed to look like a joint, and his is rolled a little bit different than Jay's. Just like Jay, we get a little action figure of Silent Bob, and a little bit of blue over paint. Like, the paint isn't as crisp on these as I would like, but it'll work. They're little action figures. They do look like Jay and Silent Bob. And this is the only other accessory that Bob comes with. Jay came with the Moobies cup and the big marijuana plants, and Bob only came with his card, a joint, and his own figure. So that's a little bit disappointing when it comes to accessories a little bit, but still cool that we got little mini Jay and Silent Bob action figures. Now, Silent Bob comes with a gripping hand, and he also comes with a open palm hand, just like Jay. Silent Bob comes with another gripping hand right here that would be most likely to hold his phone. And then we also have a, smoking hand right here as well. Here we get an up close look at Silent Bob, and I don't know why they went with this facial expression. I know what they were going for, and it's supposed to be this facial expression. Now, I don't know why they chose that specific facial expression. I'm not a fan of it. I don't feel like this isn't screaming Kevin Smith to me too much. And that white on his hat is definitely making my camera go crazy. But I mean, it's sculpted. It looks good. He's got that straight face emoticon or whatever. Yeah, whatever that thing is. Just like no emotions or whatever. And it's him in his jacket. He's got a little pin of that same logo right there, which looks like they missed a little bit of that blue. The jacket or whatever's coming up, or they just didn't paint enough there. I mean, if you're looking at it at a distance, I mean, it's definitely, somebody's going to know it's Silent Bob, I guess. Because, I mean, he does have this crazy long trench coat, and this is not pliable plastic. This is hard plastic. Like, you're not really... Like, this is me trying to bend it. Like, it's harder. So it's like, yeah, it's a challenge. And he's got like a weird mark on his shirt. But you can tell he's wearing the 2 layers of shirts, white shirt underneath, whatever that black one is. He's got some jeans on. And then he also has sneakers and looks like socks. Yeah, white socks that are painted, I guess. So overall, I mean, between the two, I do like the J1 better. Now let's go ahead and dive into some articulation. His head cannot really, yeah, it's not going to really turn all the way because of his hair's like catching. His up-down is pretty much that. There's not much. The hair in the back blocks him from going up. He doesn't really get much attitude at all. Arm goes up that far. No bicep swivel. Get a single jointed elbow. Wrist rotation and a bend. It's a little bit loose. And that's really it for that. I can't... I don't think there's articulation up here. I don't really think like Jay's. And you can't really do the splits. That's as far out as you can get his leg. And there's double jointed knees. I'm not really wanting to... A little bit of ankle bend. Definitely pivot. But he is definitely the most limited on articulation between the two. Now, the figures are definitely fun. I mean, you can get them to pose up their little dealership cards. You know, have Jay, you know, carrying that big plan around. And then even have Bob have the cell phone in his hand, which it sort of gets covered quite a bit by his hand. I wish it was a little bit bigger. But still, nice little accessories. And you can get them into that nice, typical style, you know, setup of them showing off their dealer membership cards or their union cards or whatever you want to call them. For you guys that want to just have Jay and Silent Bob hanging out, drinking out of his Moobies cup and smoking a J, you could definitely have them do that. And it's not bad. It's just, I wish they could have gave like maybe like a little smoke effect, or if it was burn a little bit, or have a variety of those. I wish Silent Bob, Kevin Smith's character, came with more accessories, such as like a pack of cigarettes or something vegan, because I mean, he is vegan now. And I mean, they're decent figures. Don't expect them to be like crazy Spider-Man poses figures. I mean, if you have them up on a shelf, people are going to see them, and if they're familiar with the films, they're going to be like, hey, you have Jay and Silent Bob figures. It's just, I wish articulation in the arms were a little better. I wish they had a bicep swivel. Wish they had double jointed elbows, because you really can't put the smoke up to their mouths. So the joints you can't really put up there. But I mean, it's still cool. Like, I'm probably gonna have them posed up more like this, because it's just more of their setup, and I really don't need them holding up their dealer IDs or whatever. I'll just sort of lay them on the ground or whatnot by their feet. Maybe they dropped them, you know, something of that nature that you can't really see me tossing them there, but do something of that nature. And you know, another thing I would have liked is I would have liked a little bit more, you know, articulation when it comes to them a little bit, due to the fact that, like, you get a pair of action figures, and I would have loved to have seen that you could have got them like more posed up to like play with them, like they're on the ground playing like they're kids or something like that. So in the end, these figures are exactly what I would expect from a Jay and Silent Bob figure. I would have expected a little bit more accessories with Silent Bob, but the overall accessories that came with Jay was pretty on point. And yeah, the articulation could be a little bit better. I wish there was that bicep swivel and a double jointed elbow, just to get a little bit more movement out of those arms, and maybe a little bit softer overlay of plastic so they can move around and pose a little bit, because it would have been cool to get them be able to pose on the ground like playing with their action figures or something of that nature. But the figures themselves are they look good. I mean, Silent Bob's face is exactly like the image I showed. It's just I would have went with probably a different facial expression if it was me. But overall, the figures are fun. They come with cool accessories you can mix with your other figures. And I mean, where else are you going to get some Jay and Silent Bob figures? You know, these look pretty awesome. And that sums up my unboxing and review of Diamond Select Toys, Jay and Silent Bob from the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. New to my channel, hit that subscribe button, as it means the world to me. And if you want to make sure you're not missing out, hit that silver bell notification, as that will alert you when I post up a new video. And I want you guys to make sure you check out Diamond Select Toys. The website's down below. Their YouTube channel is down below. Go show them some love. Check out some other figures that they make. And they do sculptures as well as mini-mates. They do so many other types of collectibles. So definitely check them out. And I want you guys to have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting and have a beautiful day.